Yes! Woo! Yeah, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, guys. This means another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and their campaigns and the books. Because corporate comics has lost me. I'm interested in indie comics. Indie comics are the future. That's where the talent is, where the passion is, and I want to highlight indie uh, indie books, indie creators. So yeah, as for myself, it's really strange that I have no campaign going on right now. Usually, it's like, hey, a little update about the campaign, but all campaigns are closed. So Perfect 10 is closed, American Bliss is closed. We have nothing live right now. We are just producing the books so we can get it printed and shipped out, and that's yeah, that's the progress right now. So yeah, I see that Ryu is here. Hey, welcome Ryu. Nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you. And we have the Jaded One. The Jaded One. Good afternoon, everyone. Jaded. Jaded means that you're kind of burnout or jaded, like like the same way I feel with corporate comics, like a bit jaded, you know. And we have Mike. Welcome, Mike. Brink drink. I'm drinking something hot. What are you drinking, Dave? The usual. You look usual. My cola. So yeah, nothing special. Uh, okay. Thank you all for showing up. Awesome. Excellent. Okay, guys. Usually we have guests with campaigns also. So I don't have a campaign. My guest also doesn't have a campaign either, but he is working towards it, and he wanted to talk about it to prepare for the launch, so you guys know what he's doing. So let's just check that out. Let me find the right. Here we go. Yes. So let's just bring him on. Welcome to the show, Hojo. Welcome, sir.
How you doing?
Hojo. Yeah. Man, this is fantastic. More and more people are starting to make their own thing.
Yep.
Do their own books, right? So is this your first book, your first project?
Yeah. Well, this is the first book that I'll be publishing myself. I have a 6-page story, and it's called Out of Obscurity. It's from Arrow Comics. Like Luke Stone is running point on it. It's a bunch of public domain characters. So right. I did Korak, son of Tarzan, and like updated him. So yep, I got that coming out. I think he's gonna try to launch that campaign in the beginning of the year, and then I'm hoping to launch the Mythicals probably the end of February ish, March,
Oh, wow.
something like that.
All right. Mike says, one who stands next to a green glow is jaded. Yes, that's also true. Okay, Hojo. So, what are you drinking?
Right now, I have a New England IPA I made.
What is it? Eh?
It's an IPA from the States. It's called a New England IPA. It's not really bitter. It's kind of more fruity, like
All
an easy
right.
sipper.
Right. Okay. Cool.
I make beer and comics.
You make beer and you make comics. This is
Yep.
your own brew.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Excellent. So, so that's something you also do on the side,
Yeah,
or
I've been doing it about 4 years, going on
all right.
5. This spring will be 5 years.
Oh, wow.
It's just something, to keep me sane. I got 2 small kids,
Right.
so
Yeah. Busy. So,
yeah.
so do you sell it also, the beer, or is it just
No,
for your
no,
own
it's just for me and
right
those privileged few.
privileged view? Yes. General Piggy, welcome, sir. Welcome.
What's up, Piggy?
Uh, India Pale Ale.
Yes.
Hmm, right. Yeah. I never heard of it. All right. Okay. So you basically wanted to tell people about your upcoming book, right?
Yep. Yep.
So
So
and
if
the
you want the
launch was
elevator pitch,
in probably in February. You said,
probably
right?
the end of February, early March. I just kind of want to get a feel on, who's going to be doing something then. Like, you don't want to go up against like Pain of Death or something and get swallowed up.
Yeah. Right. Right. So what got you inspired to make your own comic book?
Well, I was going to do it about 15 years ago. I was going to submit to CrossGen, but when I got back from a
No.
deployment in the Army, like they had already, they were gone. They were out of business. So like I was kind of stuck, and then life happens. And so like I stumbled upon all this about a year ago. And I was like, wow, people are really doing it. You don't need to submit to places, and they have creative freedom. You can do it. You can literally do what you want. You don't have them
Mhm.
pushing, hey, we'd rather you go ahead and, mention this. I'm like, no, I don't need a message. I'm just going to tell a story,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So,
So
I
so you
mean,
wanted to make this particular story you also wanted to make. That's the same story you wanted to make 15 years ago.
yeah, I updated a little bit,
Hmm.
polished it a little bit and took a few things out that didn't work and refined the process and,
Hmm.
just got really serious about the writing part of it.
All right.
I got an editor. That's the first thing I did.
Right. The
Yeah.
first thing. Shadowhawk Talks. Welcome, Shadowhawk Talks. Uh,
What's up,
Afternoon.
Shadowhawk?
I was up late. Right. Hey. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's see. Let's see what you got. Let's see the page. Usually I show people a video, a trailer, but you
Yeah,
don't.
I have a trailer in the works right now. It's being done. Like Pedro Ang is doing some animation, and
Right.
I got some music being composed and a few other things. Shouldn't take much longer.
Okay. Cool. Um, I um, I put the link in the chat, guys. You can find it pinned in the chat. If you want to sign up, you can sign up. Right. So what is the Mythicals about?
What's a supernatural action mystery? It revolves around a top secret task force comprised of creatures from myth and legend.
Right. Myth and legend. So you
So
you
like there's a vampire, there's like magic users, and it's only 24 pages. So the first issue you obviously can't introduce an entire team.
Mhm.
So the first issue is kind of like a little peek into that 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 world, and then issue 2 is just like pretty much kicks the door down, and you just get immersed in this whole world that I built. Like it's gonna be 13 issues, and that's it.
Oh, you already know it's going to be 13 issues?
Yeah, it's already plotted out to 13 issues. I've got 5 scripts done.
Holy shit.
Just this one edited.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, wow. So you are producing this book right now.
yep.
Um, You will launch it.
I have 8 pages already colored,
Right.
and
Okay.
about half of it penciled.
Okay. I saw Eloise. Eloise, the viewer. Thank you for viewing. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, okay. You have 8 pages done. You have 5 issues plotted. You already know it'll be 13 issues. This
Yeah,
is
I
like
have
a
all.
multi-year project, man.
Yeah, I mean, if we got to focus on book one first, but
Hmm.
this is just like it's not going to be just a one and done thing. Like I'm going to peter out after this is like going to be an investment on the ground floor of it's a saga.
Right. It's a saga.
And the reason it ends because that's why manga is so successful. I think in the States, anyways, because you know it's not like DC and Marvel have ran out of things to write about with Spider-Man and Superman. It's just that people will just move on from that, and then they have to try something radical to switch things up. And you like with some of these manga stories, they're just finite. It's a volume, and there it is. It's this good story. Then they're on to something else before it just gets stale. It's like a lot of it got stale.
Yes. Yes.
Because I left.
Things.
I stopped buying mainstream comics in probably like 2009.
Exactly. Yeah. At some point, things should end, right?
Yeah,
Like
believe me, this has
8
an
years of
end.
Batman comics. Every month, a new
I
Batman
know,
comic.
I
At
know, I
some point,
know.
you're like, do we really need more Batman comics?
Yeah, and like, and how many every twice a decade you're like, this is the definitive Joker story. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah. Right.
We're gonna give you the origin of the Joker. Why? Why?
Yeah. Because at some point you have told the things that make sense to tell, and then you want to keep ongoing making stories, so you get like 20 million side characters, and you
Ugh.
get all these origin stories, and then the origins to the origins, and
And they write
stop.
themselves into a corner.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what is your inspiration for this story?
Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess when I was in the army, it was I always liked the '80s monster movies and stuff like that, the Universal monsters and uh mythology and stuff like that. I was going to try to combine them all into one thing. And this is really
Mhm.
before I knew about like what Hellboy was. Like I never read the comics, I just saw the movies.
Right. Yeah.
And so like I was like, wonder if this is instead of like, this is like a multinational task force that like protects, the humanity that doesn't know anything about it. And I was like, well, it'd be cool if like, we had something like that in the army, like the military version. And so,
Right.
I got Peter Gilmore to do a cover for me. I think it's amazing.
So it has a little bit of a Man in Black kind of theme.
A little bit, kind of, yeah. Yep.
Mhm. Right. Um, yeah. So you have this.
This is like I market it as like Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets like Wildcats.
Okay. Right. Right. So you have the main characters are
That's her, Nancy Moon. She's
Nancy
a recent
Moon.
college graduate.
Right. And she's one of the agents.
She gets recruited. Yeah,
Hmm.
she majored in criminology, so she gets pulled into all of this. So you really she's like the vehicle where you see the world through her eyes, like she's pretty
Right.
much your window into the world.
And is she a mythical?
Yeah, it's like the little blanket term, like I guess like for any like supernatural powers or anything like that. Like if you're a werewolf or a vampire, you're like a mythical. Instead of like like the X-Men, they have mutants.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw you have this agency called Level M,
Yep.
right? It's like a government agency
Hmm.
that deals with mythicals, right?
Yeah, the supernatural threats to like what they call the veil, like it separates us from their realm.
Okay, you have something called the veil, and that's
Yeah,
that's uh, that's a filter between dimensions or
yeah,
something.
it's kind of like a wall, like a border wall. And so like
So
anytime like something happens, they're sent to figure out, what got across, how, and try to get rid of it or whatnot.
right,
But
so creatures from another dimension get into our world, and the mythicals are there to stop that from happening.
yeah, it's all revealed in the book
Hmm.
that was they were like the Salem witch trials and all that stuff was involved, and to where
Oh,
like they all used to be here, they were banished and they're trying to come back, like how we don't see like werewolves and vampires anymore and all this stuff that's like considered legend, and mythological beings from like Greek mythology are gone and all that stuff, so they were all banished, so they're trying to get back.
hmm. Okay.
And a few were left here granted amnesty as long as they work for this organization.
Ah, all right. Right. Okay. So these are some of the main characters you see
Hmm.
here.
Right, that's the field commander there in the middle, Lucas Beckett. He's a human though.
Okay. Right. And this guy certainly has some powers.
Yeah, it's Daniel Montclair. He's like a what you would call like a techno mage. Like he's kind of like from James Bond, like their Q. He makes all their gadgets and all that stuff, and he does the forensic analysis and stuff like that.
Hmm. There. I forgot the ticker. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And this looks like a vampire.
Yep,
Okay. Cool.
100%. That's Julian. He's from Roman times.
All right. Yeah.
He's been around a while since before
Okay.
all of this existed.
Hmm. So you need to think of all these reasons why they even want to do this, right?
Yes.
Why these
Yeah.
these mythicals want to be in this world.
Yeah. And right from a writing perspective, like doing a team and all these personalities together clashing is just, I mean, especially like you have the culture clash, the age gap,
Hmm.
and like I worked with a lot of teams in the military, and it was just sometimes just stand back and watch a lot of these people just talk to each other. It's hilarious. Like
Right.
like I mean, you have to have a level of comedy in this sometimes. Just can't be so serious all the time.
Yeah. So does this mean you also base characters on people you know or conversations you hear?
Yeah, maybe a few things, like a few phrases
Mm.
I've heard people say over the year.
Right.
I inject it. I mean, you have to. It's like it does reflect your personal history. A
Right.
lot of this is set in Northern Virginia. Like I'm from Virginia, so the DC area and all that stuff. I know
Okay.
a lot of that.
All right. Cool. So where did you learn how to write and how to write comic books?
I don't know if I actually learned how to write it. I would just write stories and stuff like it. I guess I'm a decent artist. I was always interested in that whole creative process. I started reading comics like as soon as I could read, and I found out that there were more than just the Incredible Hulk. And so just I guess creative writing stuff in high school and stuff like that. And I guess I never really took it seriously in college, and and then I just came up with this one day, one story. Like I think I read a book one time. And I was like, man, I could have written that book better. And then it's just
Yes.
so I started taking a few creative writing courses, and started getting in a few chat rooms back in the day. And then I just put it all on the shelf. Like when I left the military, it was done. It was just a distant memory. And then one day I was just like, oh, I came across it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then put it away. And then all this happened. And then it's just like the floodgates were open. I was like, what about all these old stories? I had this idea for a graphic novel. I have a short story I can turn into a graphic novel like that. And so now
Yes.
it's just constant like writing, 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 writing. Plotted out I had about half of this plotted out, and I decided to do 13, and I ended it, plot wise. So now I'll just go back and fill in the blanks. So what I'll
Hmm.
do is I'll take bullets, what I want to happen in the issue, and then fill in the blanks, like action scene, and then I'll drag it out a little bit. The dialogue is the most fun.
Right. The dialogue is the
Yeah,
most fun.
for me, yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You have to keep it concise, also, right? When you make
Yes. Yeah, like
comic
what you want
books.
to say. You know what you want to
Yes.
say,
Yeah.
but you're like, all right, how do I turn this down to like one balloon?
Yes. Um. Mike says Technomage reminds me of early 90s comics and video games. That's not an insult.
Oh, I love the early '90s comics, man.
Yeah, man.
Like I was a big fan of Babylon 5 too. I like his writing, like the serialized storytelling, like to be able to plant a seed of a character that pays off like 8 issues later, and then somebody goes back and reads it. They're like, "Oh my god, that's awesome!" Like Claremont used to do that. It was, I mean, I like Peter David, like, and then I would go back and look at how they would structure their dialogue and their action sequences, and then
Hmm.
then I would start looking, and the way I think about things, I'll look at it as like, as far as like cinematography, like the old, like I told a friend of mine, I said, if you want to really get into visual storytelling, look into not just book wise, look at like Sidney Lumet films or uh God, what is it? Popeye Doyle. It was the French Connection.
Oh,
Like
okay. Right.
that's how I think about, like, if I do an action shot, like I'll think about the progression of it and how I need to do it, and then it's to really translate it, to get somebody to translate it artistically. That was the hardest part of this, was finding an artist.
Okay. So where did you find your artist?
Twitter. Originally, I found the concept artist to get the character designs. I found him on a alternative comics forum after I discovered all
Mm.
this existed. I
Oh,
had no
wow.
idea what it was. Yeah, and he lives a couple states over, and he got all that stuff. Actually mailed me the original art. Was cool.
Hmm.
And then I found this guy on Twitter, and we got to talking. He's from Greece, and he said he doesn't really get a chance to do monster stuff. And then he like looked at the script and was like, "I can do this. This is gonna be awesome."
Yeah.
And so like we got
Right.
together, and he started working on this, and I was just like, "Yep, you got it." And
Wow.
and then like I had a problem with the inker, and he recommended a guy, and I looked at it, or no, the inker recommended the colorist, but I found the inker because I was looking for another one, and I showed him some pencils. He said, "Is this Thomas Tikas?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's my pencil." He's like, "Oh, I've worked with him before." So
Right.
like right there was seamless, and he recommended a colorist, and we were off to the races.
Wow. Excellent. So these are not the same. These are not from the same artist.
No, the one on the right, the bottom one, that's the cover by Peter Gilmore. I'm gonna have
Oh, wow.
have the two covers.
Oh, these are the covers, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the main cover is like the main image with her with the necklace that's on the
Right.
campaign, or on the sign up page.
Great. Okay, so you can sign up, guys, to this, but you also have something else. You have a
Yeah, it's a newsletter. I'm starting to release art like through there
newsletter,
exclusively, and then before I do it on Twitter.
right? It's
And so like
South
let
River.
everybody. It's gonna be like a, yeah. That's my LLC I started.
Yeah, yeah. Mike has a somewhat random question for Hojo. Does the Virginia area have any local supernatural folklore history?
Yeah, there's a couple of, I guess, haunted houses, stuff like that. A
Hmm?
military academy not too far away. There's a what's funny. There's my grandmother used to work there. It was a mental asylum. Then they turned it into a prison, and then it sat there derelict for a while. And then somebody bought it. Now it's like these high priced condos. And in the back, there's still unmarked graves from like where they used to experiment on uh, patients, stuff like
Oh,
that. I wonder if they know that when they sell them the condo.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
then Native American stuff around here too, a little bit.
Mike says, I'm signing up for the pre launch now. Excellent.
Right
Thank you, Mike.
on, right on. Thank you, Mike.
Excellent. Uh, okay, guys, this link, I have it in the description of the video, so you can also find this. So this is when you want more information about your studio and about your productions.
Right. Yep. There might be other projects in there that'll be announced before we do it on Twitter, because I really don't hang around on Facebook. I haven't had Facebook since 2010.
Yeah, it's maybe for the best.
Yeah.
All right, the Mythicals. Okay, cool. What else? What else do you want us to know about this book, about the campaign? Or I see the first 25 physical backers receive a free limited edition print.
Yeah, I'm working on that right now. It's almost done. I'm gonna announce that right before we launch.
Right.
And if we get enough backers, we might bump it up to 50.
Right. Okay. Well, whatever you want to tell us about this campaign or the book or the launch or anything else, this is your is your moment to get people interested and to sign up. Sign up, guys. It's completely free. You simply get notified when the Mythicals
Mm-hmm.
launches. So
And when
yeah.
the trailer drops, everybody's gonna know about that. I'm gonna try to hype that up.
Oh yeah. When will that be?
It should be in the next week or so. The Heard a rough cut of the music the other day. Pedro sent me some rough animatics, so it's not it's not gonna be like an abnormally long trailer. I can't afford all that anyway. So it's probably gonna be like a minute and a half, something short, sweet. That's gonna be funny.
Yeah. Pedro's doing great stuff.
Oh man, he does great. He's a joy to work with, man. He's funny too, easy to get along with.
Yeah.
Everybody's just been so great, around here, like the whole community, and everybody's just wants everybody else to succeed. And this really is, this is where the creativity, the talent goes to.
Yeah.
Like,
There's this creative vibe also. Everyone wants wants the best for each other. Um, yeah. Mike asks a haunted military academy.
yeah, yep.
That's great. Sounds perfect for high-priced condos. Hmm. Right. All right. Um,
Well, I would say this about this. I mean, the book. It can be really anything you want it to be. If you just want, like, sit back and relax, and have like a nice little horror thing or nice little action thing, it's all there for you. But there's the whole thing. Like I said, this is the first piece of the puzzle. So if you want to solve the whole mystery, it's pretty much like almost like a whodunit. Like, they're trying to put the pieces together to figure out what's going on, who's doing it, and why, and how to stop it. So every character has an arc.
mm,
There's development in everybody. Like, it's just that was the joy of writing this and seeing somebody go from A to B, and like someone who you think this is who they are in the first issue or two is not who they're going to be at the end. I mean,
right.
it's a good story, like, just about faith in each other.
Hmm.
Like, how it's going to be funny, and it's also ironic that a bunch of monsters are teaching humanity what it's about to be human, and what it's like to have to try to be nice, try to be a good person, not for the virtue signaling, but to just be genuine people,
Right.
like genuine comics.
Exactly. So Nancy Moon, she is the protagonist, but is she?
Mm-hmm.
She's the one, the protagonist for the first issue, and then the second issue, you zoom
Well,
in.
this is her. This is her journey, but
Right. Okay.
everybody's along for the ride. Everybody gets their own spotlight too,
Hmm.
which is what I used to like about the old Claremont stuff. You would get an issue just strictly on, like, I love the Outback stories too. Like, I mean, just the way he would write characters, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You have to just study the things that you like, and
Yes,
then you can learn so much.
and it's hard at first to not try to sound like them or not to try to be like them, but you just have to, that's why you get an editor too, to just try to help you say things in a different way. Because, I mean,
Hmm.
like, Piper Steed is my editor, and
All right. Yeah.
she's been phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. She was
Yeah.
my guest a few weeks ago.
Yeah, sometimes you just need somebody to tell you no.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I've
Was it
seen that with
sometimes was it difficult sometimes that you had something written and you were really
the.
proud of it?
No, there is one, but I'm gonna repurpose it. It was like I just wanted a helicopter in this one scene, and she was just like, it's not. She gave me like 3 different reasons why it wouldn't work, and like every reason I was like, I know, but I really want the helicopter. But
I
and then
just
she
want
was
a
just,
helicopter. Yeah.
she was just like, oh, we can put the helicopter somewhere else. So yeah, she's
Yeah.
good, and she's a
Yeah.
mom too, so she knows, especially, I guess, how to deal with, like, boys who really want something, and then she's just like, no. So, but yeah, she's great. I
Yeah.
can't say enough about her. Like especially if you're new to all of this and you don't have any connections in here, just start writing or start asking anybody to write anything. You know, like if anybody's posting like, hey, if it's like a writer's lift or something, and try to do something, and then get an editor, and then get somebody to read your stuff. I mean, not many people will say no. Mike Barron looked at the first rough draft of this just out of the blue, didn't even know the guy, and was like, yeah, sure. So, nobody,
Wow.
just ask someone.
Yeah,
The
man.
worst they can say is no.
Of course. Yeah. Excellent. Mike asked, did I miss it? Is there a planned launch date for the campaign yet?
Probably the end of February, early March, but like I look at the CG Now calendar and it's only really booked up till December, but like probably in the next, and it's good. I'm hoping to have it ready to print like on launch day, like just to hold up the print file and be like, we're ready to go, because I have a printer near me that they've done comic books before, and
Oh,
so
wow. That's excellent that you can
yeah,
actually.
it's in the city I work in, so it's not like
Right.
it's that far away. It cuts down on
Perfect.
costs, and everything. Like the last day of the campaign, when I close the campaign, I can just start fulfilling that weekend or whenever. So
Wow.
that's the goal. I feel like that's the gold standard.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Pump out 2 or 3 issues a year. I'd be happy. I just want to get the story out, because once it gets rolling, I mean, it's going to be a joy for people to try to figure out what's going on.
So you think you can do 2 to 3 issues per year?
As long as the artist could keep up, I would think.
Right. And as long as your campaigns succeed.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep.
Right.
Just
Yes.
working on the first one right now.
Right. So do you have some special plans for your campaign? Did you study campaigns that were successful or?
I've studied a few ones so far. Like, I mean, I'm trying to streamline it, because I think, like it's a tighter economy across the board, and people just like I've seen it. A lot of people like, especially a few chat groups I'm in, and like, I just want the book. I just want the book. I don't want the tchotchkes. I don't want the
Yeah.
the stickers. I don't want to pay extra. I don't want to get this. Yes, I have a 6 a.m. chibi. I got it. I got one, and that's coming free with all the physical copies of the book. So you don't have to pay extra for a sticker. Um, I'm gonna make it to where, like, if you want the merch tier, you can add on with like maybe a few. I was gonna do like a decal or something, maybe like a patch or something like that, and then the other one you could get an extra sticker or something, or a some trading cards, something like that. And
All
then
right. So
stretch
you
goals. I mean, that's not I'm not focused on stretch goals at the moment. I can come
right.
up with that I do have something interesting I'm gonna try to do with the 2 covers. I'm gonna try to do a competition, but I'm not gonna talk about that right yet. More about a few other people.
Right. More book. More book. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to put some fan art in there too. So, over the next coming months, try to get on some shows and try to contact some people. Like, try to maybe showcase some people who don't get enough love.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I came out of nowhere, and I watched Rob Arnold's his YouTube series on how to crowdfund and all that stuff
Hmm.
like 20 times.
Right.
So like I've made a game plan. I mean, I went about doing this. I went in the chats. I tried to make friends with people. I'm not
Yep.
an asshole. I can be. I mean, but
When needed. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you want to go down that road, it's not going to end it well for you. But I mean, try it. I mean, everybody, you take your swing.
Sure.
But I'm here to make comics. I rage against the world sometimes. Who doesn't? It's crazy out there. But I just want to keep it, the campaign concise. Get in there. Like, I really like what Aardvark did with his price point, because he's got 24 pages. I've got 24 pages, and stuff like that.
Right.
And just make books, get books printed, fulfill, rinse, wash, repeat.
Next. Yes.
Yeah, just keep
Exactly.
doing it. And it's addictive, and I haven't even really started.
Right. And with each new campaign you can build, right? So
Yeah,
the
I mean
second
that's the
campaign
that's
you
the
can
point. Build the
also
brand. Keep
right.
with the newsletter. And
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
can go to a convention once every now and again.
Yeah. This is the opposite from when you sell through stores, for instance, right? The
Yeah.
first issue can sell well, and second issue is like 50%
Yep.
of the sales. but with crowdfunded comics, you have to level up. So yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking like like that's really the gauge in indie comics now. Like, yeah, you did great first issue. That's cool. It's great. Well, what did your second issue do? Did you build on that? Is the story better?
Mhm.
Did did you take forever to get it written? Did you take forever to get it? You know, people look at that, especially now. I've noticed just in the past. I've only been doing this, in this area around a year. Around a year, it's changed. It's a lot more fish all the time, especially people that used to work for they were pros, not at the level, some of the level like the Leprestes and the Malins and Ethan and all that stuff, but people who have mainstream credentials and they're coming in here and they're just like, yeah, well, I can do this. This is because I'm efficient. I know how to do this. I can put out my book right now.
Go. Right. I saw Craig. Craig is here. Craig, hail.
Oh, what's going on?
Welcome, man.
What's on, Greg?
All right. Yeah, this is true. You want to keep your campaign simple.
Yeah.
And you want to have a frequency to it, right? So
Yes.
two
Yes.
times a year, three times
Yeah.
a year. Yes.
And that's why I'm trying to get ahead right now. I can get these scripts written and then just get boom, 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 and get these guys and be like, all right, can you make in the schedule? Here's my deadline. Let's do this now. And you have X amount of time. Let's do this.
Right. Greg says, I finally see the Hojo man. Yeah,
There he is.
there he is. So, Greg, we're talking about the Mythicals. You can sign up to it if you like. The link is pinned in the chat, and you will launch in February. You said, and
That's the goal. Yeah.
right. So the first 25 physical backers receive free limited edition print. There's nothing attached to signing up besides getting updates and
Right. Just now.
right,
Yeah. I mean,
right, yes,
I'm pretty good with the updates.
exactly, right, yeah, all right, cool. Sounds great. Sounds interesting. Is there anything else we need to know about this campaign, or I don't know, man.
Without giving too much away, that's pretty much it. It's
So the villain. Do you have
yeah,
one main
his
villain?
name's the Inquisitor. I have let me look at my Dropbox real quick. I'll share I have the pencils from that page.
The Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and Craig has signed up. Thank you, man.
Right on, Greg.
Excellent. Excellent, man. So Craig is also working on his own things with Brain Cage. Looking forward to
That's right.
seeing that. Yeah. The branding there is spot on. Brain Cage. That sounds awesome. Right. You have something you wanted to show us, right?
Yeah, I'd share that. That's the pencils from that page.
Oh, dude. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So this artist was from Greece, right?
Yeah, he's from Greece. Yeah.
So does he have experience with this is American format comic?
I think this is his first one for American comics. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean he's got a pretty good portfolio. I mean I looked through it and I was like, yeah, this is definitely where we want to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks nice even without inks. It looks great.
Yeah, I have the inked one somewhere, but I can't remember what for I put that in.
Mm-hmm. Can you zoom in?
Hold on.
So you have a separate inker.
Yeah, his name's Everson Lirio. He lives in Brazil.
Okay. So he inks digital then, I think, right? So
yeah, he does digitals.
Right. Yes. And this is traditional art.
Yeah, he's actually. Yeah. I'm gonna put some of that on the campaign page. I might put this one up there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's
pretty challenging for the inker also with all the.
I know. That's why, like, on some of them, he was like, "Oh, he's just gonna take me like a week to do one of these."
Yeah, yeah.
But here's this isn't the Mythicals, but this is a page from the Korak story for Arrow Comics.
This is something you also
Yeah,
produced.
this is the son of Tarzan, Korak for Arrow Comics.
Right.
Yeah, but I like that panel right there. He really nailed that.
So is this also something that you wrote? That you?
Yeah, I wrote it's a 6-page story. I wrote that for Arrow Comics. It's an anthology.
Hmm.
And here's the high res of the Peter Gilmore cover.
Great stuff, man.
As soon as it pops up here. Here we go.
Oh wow.
And he took the logo and made it black. I was like, oh man, dude, that's sick. It's like that'll be like the horror cover.
Right.
That's like, I mean, that's metal right there.
Yeah. Looks great. Looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
he knocked that out in less than a week.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, Peter, he was a joy to work with too. I've been blessed so far. Like everybody I've worked with has just been really awesome. Just all about it. Really into the project.
Did he also do the colors?
Yeah, he did that. I told him, I said, we'll do it like maybe a little Sin City type. We'll only just do like the red and then maybe the flames. And
Oh,
I got it. Because he said he didn't want it. I was like, man, it's almost a shame to want to color your stuff. He's like, yeah, mate, nobody colors my shit.
right. Yeah. Well,
So yeah, that's pretty.
amazing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Great.
Let's see if I have anything else in here I could show that's not been shown anywhere else.
Yeah, that's the challenge, right? For your campaign, also finding the right pages to put up there. You want to show people cool
Yeah,
shit, but you do not want to spoil too much, right?
yeah, and that's the page. I like his panel placement too on a lot of stuff too. So that was one of the real big reasons I hired him.
Hmm. Yeah. Right.
So you know, we're getting there.
Wow. Excellent. Great.
Yep.
Okay. Well, guys, you can sign up. It's pinned in the chat. If you're watching the replay, it's in the description of the video. You can also find the MailChimp link, right? You have
Yep.
another
Yeah.
sign up,
Yeah. Yep. That's my mailing list. So at
right?
the end of the campaign when it's over, if you want to sign up, it's be appreciated because other stuff might be coming.
Excellent. Mike says Pete Gilmore really came into his own with Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, he did. Like I was so scared. I was like, oh, I don't know if he's gonna, have the time or to make the time. He's gonna have to charge more for the time. But like he threw a figure at me, and I was like, oh well, yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah,
Because I told him the concept of it, and I showed him the concept art, and he was just like, oh, I love it, I love it.
great. Yeah, you need that, man. You need artists that get it, that
Yeah.
get the vision, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a freaky rock and roll cover. Yeah, excellent. Well, you have one fan already.
All
That's
right.
great.
Right on. Right on.
All right. Okay. Um, well, that was interesting. We're looking forward to it. So the trailer will probably launch next week, sometime, right?
We'll see. We'll
We can
see.
check it out.
Definitely.
Maybe,
It'll definitely be done by Christmas. Definitely.
right? Christmas. Okay, cool. Okay. Hojo, if people want to follow you to learn more about your project, where can they find you?
Well, normally you can find me on Twitter, and the link for the newsletter is in the bio too.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you, Hojo, for
Yep.
showing us
Yep.
your pre-launch page. And special thanks to the chat for everyone who showed up and watched. And thank you so much. 407 subscribers right now. for my channel. It's
Right on.
absolutely ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. Thank you all so much. Okay, I will probably be back next week. I think I will only do one stream per week for now, for the time being, taking things a little bit slower. So next Sunday for another drink. I hope to see you then. So have a fantastic day, guys. Bye bye.